So first of all, prayers. Hare Krishna, everyone. So today's verse is 3.1.24. Questions by Vidura. So in this chapter itself, we'll see what Srila Prabhupada is saying and we'll read it together. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnana-anjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Shri Guru Shritapad-kamlam Shri Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanatamsya Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopikatanta Radha Kanta Namostute Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Ade Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpata Rupesya Chakapa Sindhu Vaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Te Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Charine Nirvishesha Shri Paschatya Desha Tarine. Hare Krishna, everyone. Let me share my screen. Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So first the verse. Tatastva ati vrajya surashtram vruddham savira matasyan kuru jangalamscha kalena tavad yamuna namupetya tatro davam bhagavatam dadarsha tatastva ati vrajya surashtram vruddham savira matasyan Guru Jangalamscha Kalena Tavad Yamunam Upetya Tatro Tavam Bhagavatam Dadarsha. Synonyms. Tata, from there. To, but. Ati Vrajya, by passing over. Surashtram, the kingdom of Surat. Rhythm, very wealthy. Savira, the kingdom of Savir. Matasyan, kingdom of Matasya. Kuru Jangalan, kingdom of western India up to the Delhi province. Cha, also. Kalena, in course of time. Tavat, as soon as. Yamunam, bank of the river Yamuna. Upetya, reaching. Tatra, there. Uddhava, one of the prominent Yadus. Bhagavatam, the great devotee of Lord Krishna. Dadarsha, happened to see. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thereafter, he passed through very wealthy provinces like Surat, Savir, and Matsya, and through western India, known as Kuru Jangala. At last, he reached the bank of the Yamuna, where he happened to meet Uddhava, the great devotee of Lord Krishna. Purport, Srila Prabhupada. The tract of land comprising about 100 square miles from the modern Delhi to the Mathura district in Uttar Pradesh including a portion of the Gurgaon district in Punjab, is considered to be the topmost place of pilgrimage in all of India. This land is sacred because Lord Krishna traveled through it many times. From the very beginning of his appearance, he was at Mathura in the house of his maternal uncle Kansa, and he was reared by his foster father Maharaj Nanda at Vrindavan. There are still many devotees of the Lord lingering there in ecstasy in search of Krishna and his childhood associates, the gopis. It is not that such devotees meet Krishna face to face in that tract of land, but a devotee eagerly searching after Krishna is as good as his seeing him personally. How this is so cannot be explained, but it is factually realized by those who are pure devotees of the Lord. Philosophically, one can understand that Lord Krishna and his remembrance are on the absolute plane, and that the very idea of searching for him at Vrindavan in pure God consciousness gives more pleasure to the devotee than seeing him face to face. Such devotees of Lord see him face to face every moment, as confirmed in Brahma Samhita, 538. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achinte Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Those who are in ecstasy of love with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shyamsundar, Krishna, see him always in their hearts due to love and devotional service rendered to the Lord. Both Vidur and Uddhav were such elated devotees, and they both came to the bank of the Yamuna to meet each other. Okay. So this is a small purport, but content-wise, there is a lot that can be spoken here. And we have been seeing how Vidur ji is traveling through all the places of pilgrimage and everything. And now he is saying that, now Srila Prabhupada is saying that now in this verse, that he is reaching River Yamuna, on the tat of River Yamuna or on the banks of River Yamuna. So this, first of all, this tract of land that Srila Prabhupada is talking about, so this is 100 square miles, modern Delhi to Mathura. So this, including a portion of Gurgaon. So this area is considered auspicious because this is the area where Lord Krishna traveled so many times. He was there. He was born in Mathura. And then he grew up in Vrindavan and Nangram. Then he went again to Mathura for some time. So he spent a lot of time there. That is why this tract is so holy and it's considered to be topmost place of pilgrimage. Now, this is where now he goes to, Vidurji goes and he meets Uddhavji at the banks of River Yamuna. Now both of them are very elevated devotees. So all they will talk about is about Krishna and his pastimes, and they will ask everything about him. Both of them are devotees of the Lord. And both of them are pure devotees. Now here, this is where Srila Prabhupada makes this powerful. There are still many devotees of the Lord lingering there in ecstasy in search of Krishna and his childhood associates, gopis. So he's talking about the Vrajmandal and the area, this 100 square miles of area from Delhi to Mathura. Now, our Gaudiya Vaishnavism, it's all based on this Vipralambha, not seeing the Lord face to face, but feeling the separation and then doing devotional service. This is what Srila Prabhupada is talking about. It is not that such devotees meet Krishna face to face in that tract of land, but a devotee eagerly searching after Krishna is as good as seeing him personally. So we all know Krishna's name, form, pastimes, places, everything is the same, not absolute plane, it's the same as Krishna. Somebody thinking about Krishna, searching for him in those places. And we have seen Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he was searching for the Lord. He used to go to Jagannath Puri and to cry tears, which melted the stones there, which were kept near the altar, Jagannath Puri. He came and he showed us what is Vipralambha and what is Bhakti in separation. And then that was carried forward by our 6 Goswamis. And then there are others also, all the elite devotees. So the main ones are the 6 Goswamis. What they did, they also went in the Vrindavan area, Govardhan. They kept searching for the Lord all around, all over the place. They were even looking for places or the core temples. And they then spent their entire life, most of the devotional life after their initial part of their life, searching for the Lord, serving the Lord, but serving in separation. They were also serving in separation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So some of them, they knew. We know about Raghunath Das Swami and many others. And when they got to know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has left the world from his material body, so Raghunath Das Goswami, he wanted to leave his body. But then Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, they came to him. They told him that no, that is not how it has to be. You have to come and you have to share your experiences with everyone. That is how people will know more. So then they kept hearing, and Raghunath Das Goswami, as you know, such a elevated, one of the 6 Goswamis, and nothing more to be said about him. Sanatan Goswami, Rup Goswami, they were all Jiva Goswami. All of these 6 Goswamis, they spent their time. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it's not that in Gaudiya Vaishnavism or in our Sampradaya that serving in separation was not there, but it came to the forefront, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he showed us how love in separation is. We have also read at few places, heard in many lectures that why Gaudiyas follow this path of service in separation. Because one of the places that I remember where we read was that the joy of meeting is momentarily, but the joy of separation is like forever. And when you serve in separation, that is when, and it's not for everyone. We are nowhere, at least I am nowhere. But Srila Prabhupada is also saying that it's not easy to explain in words, but then it's realized by those who are pure devotees of the Lord. So we are talking about examples of pure devotees, the 6 Goswamis, even Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Bhakti Vinod Thakur used to say, when will that day come when I will lose all this material attachment and cry on the streets of Navdvip looking for Krishna? He was looking for that. He was already elevated, but still he was aspiring. He was saying those things. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada himself. There are so many examples. Our Maharajas who were there with Srila Prabhupada at that time. It's there in many of their sharings, which you see Srila Prabhupada, Lilamrita, and many other places. That those things happened when Srila Prabhupada He was such an elevated devotee, so that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that he was his Senapati, my Senapati Bhakta. And that was what Srila Prabhupada was spoken about by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that my Senapati Bhakta will come and he will spread the name of the Lord all across the world. And that is what Srila Prabhupada did. Now, so he was not always in Vipralambha because he was very elevated. So he knew how to control his emotions when he was preaching and others. But sometimes we know of sharings by the Maharajas and the disciples that Srila Prabhupada had on what they saw. Sometimes Srila Prabhupada, while singing bhajan, at one time it happened, he went in trance and there were tears flowing from his eyes and everyone was shocked what happened. And then suddenly he gained consciousness after like 2 minutes and then he went back in. So he exhibited those symptoms of pure devotee. Crying for the Lord in Vipralambha or love in separation. So these things are we have examples of those pure devotees on how they served in separation, and the joy which is there in separation is not there in meeting face to face. That is what is the core summary in this. It says that even in Brahma Samhita, it says that those who are in love with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, those are in ecstasy of love. They see Him all the time in their hearts and everywhere they see Him. And we also know in Uttamadhikaris, they see Lord in everyone's heart. Similarly, pure devotees, they see Lord in everything that they do. Everywhere they go, they see Lord. So that is how love in separation is. We have so many examples. How can we try? Well, it's not so easy. It's not easy at all. But then we have these examples of the Goswamis, of Narottam Das Thakur, how he used to cry for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna. And then, you can see it in the bhajans that he has written. And the feelings come out from those bhajans. So that is love in separation. We have these examples. We are so fortunate. We are so close to the Lord in the time scale. We were just 5,000 years from the Lord himself. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he came. So we are just like 500-600 years after him. And then we are so fortunate that we also have everything documented with us, everything in digital form, in written form. We can read those examples, we can learn from them, we can try and implement some of those, or at least pray to them that give us some part of that. And that is the only way in which we'll get to experience this ever at all. It's not very easy, but then sometimes when we go to experience the power of joy, when you go into, we are doing chanting, for example, somebody is doing chanting very well, they can experience some part of it. You can see the power, especially when you go to kirtans and all, where there are so many people. And because it becomes more powerful because there are so many people who are doing that activity, their combined power comes together and then you see the joy. That is why people enjoy kirtan so much. And those who are into themselves, they keep enjoying it all the time. That is what is said here. Now, both Vidur and Uddhav, both of them were elevated devotees. They were all enjoying, they were getting this power or joy of separation from inside, from their own. And when they came and met each other, all they could talk about was the Lord, his pastimes, where he was and what he would be doing in this area near Yamuna. Those were the only talks. That is where they would get all the joy. So it's a big topic. We can keep talking about it. And maybe by mercy of Guru, of Srila Prabhupada, of all the elevated Vaishnavas, if we pray with our hearts, maybe someday we will get that feeling of love in separation. Today is Ekadashi, so it's a good day. We should pray to the Lord to give us some part of it, give us some glimpse of it. And hopefully within this lifetime, we all will experience it. So I think this is what I could share on this topic. Anyone has any question or anything, any comments, feel free to. If I would have committed some mistakes, please forgive me and feel free to correct.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Guru Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. It is such a deep topic, but you were able to elaborate so nicely. And that is very, very nice to hear. Thank you very much, Prabhu. What is this love in separation? And you covered so many aspects from Lord Chaitanya and all the other Goswamis, everything. Thank you so much. It is so nice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Excellent, Bhav, Prabhu. Your the question I had asked the same last Saturday, that why the Vidura didn't went to the Dwarika and he changed route to this Saraswati and this Gujarat, and then he goes over there. And I got the excellent answer also. But today you had given the different flavor also. In the Vipralambha-bhāva, we doesn't want to make the Lord, but we want to keep it separate and that thing. So excellent, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu. I agree with Sandhya Mataji. It's a very deep topic, but you have brought out so beautifully. A couple things that were really striking for me were when you were describing about this Raghunath Das Goswami's instance. He was actually, not able to hold that separation. So, of course, that's on a transcendental level. But I'm just thinking for our own, there are times, when I'm not feeling so enthusiastic or excited in devotional service. If some service comes, I'm like, no, I don't have that mood, or like, whatever. But this is really instructive that first thing, we need to go out of our own personal feelings and really do that for the pleasure of devotees and Krishna. And the second thing, what was beautiful is Raghunath Das Goswami, even though he was feeling that intense separation, just through those talks and just by sharing that, Mahaprabhu's pastimes, he and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami were like having, almost like seeing the Lord personally. So that was just so beautiful. And as you were connecting to the other thing, the devotees are still there searching. I'm thinking even here we have the opportunity, as you have very nicely concluded the class, we can actually pray for that, to have that mood. I was also thinking serving in separation. I'm sure most of you will have this experience when we have Maharaj or like some very, amazing devotees come here. We can see so much difference in our consciousness, sadhana, and in general enthusiasm for devotion service. And then when they're not around, it's like, okay, completely gone down, sine curve goes down. But this mood of serving in separation, I'm just praying to cultivate that So even in those moments where we don't have the personal association, which is kind of inevitable through the course of life, that way we can keep that fire, blazing. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, Mataji. Absolutely. I mean, we should see all the Maharajas how even after Prabhupada left, and the movement was not in such a great state when Prabhupada had left his physical body. How they survived through all that, that is love in separation. There is a lot to learn from them. If we can get even an iota of what they did and what they are doing, I think that will be enough for this lifetime.
So well said. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. So it's 8 o'clock. I think Shmigan Prabhu will close the class.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. I mean, you got it in a nice way, actually, the whole thing. So, I mean, I could not think about it that way. So, it was very nice way you presented it when it was, right? So, I think you're connecting to Prabhupada and his followers or his disciples. So, thank you so much, Prabhu. It's nice.
Check out the